Like how that's how I want to get a man, the way Ashelia just did.
Okay.
Like how that's how I want to get a man, the way Ashelia just did.
Okay.
Like how that's how I want to get a man, the way Ashelia just did.
Okay.
Like how that's how I want to get a man, the way Ashelia just did.
Okay.
Like how that's how I want to get a man, the way
Okay, we're gonna start in like 2 minutes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna start in like 2 minutes. Don't worry.
Is it live yet?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna start in like 2 minutes. Don't worry. Jess, you have my link, right?
I have it saved, don't I? Yeah, I do. One moment here. Yep. What am I playing tonight?
I'm still gonna play Maplestory because the cash shop. I want to discuss the cash shop and make have examples from it, and I'll probably pick off Black Desert too. We can discuss about other stuff. But first of all. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're starting now. Welcome to the MMORPG. This is podcast number 4. I'm Crispy, the host, and today we have the usual cast. Go ahead, guys.
Hi, I'm Pete.
Pinkette over here.
Cow.
Okay, cool. Today's discussion will be talking about the cash shops and MMORPGs. But before we get into the discussion, the game I'm playing right now is again Maplestory. The reason I chose Maplestory again is because it has a really big cash shop. If anyone ever played Maplestory, I just love and adore Maplestory's cash shop. And yeah, so let's get into the discussion right away now, actually. So for the starting question, hold up, let me pull it up. Okay, well, let me, so what's your guys' favorite cash shop model? Meaning, of course, for me, it'll be like no pay to win and everything, but I like a lot of cosmetics. Like, I like to play Barbie with my characters. I really do, you know. I can, those live, the ones you can buy in a cash shop to make your in-game experience better, to make it easier for you guys. I don't really care for that really that much, but I really do enjoy dressing up my characters. I feel like that is one of the appeals of playing an MMORPG, that you can make your characters look sick or hot or whatever, something awesome. Okay, go ahead, Jess.
See, to me, cash shops to me always were were a way for me to dress up my character in a sense like that. I came into the MMO market with the first MMO I started had piece outfits, and they also had complete outfits. I had those outfits where it's a top and it's a bottom, and then like the gloves, and like you could just match outfits if you bought them all, and all of them cost a shit like $10 each, like for a pair of gloves. And they made a shit ton of money off just cosmetics, but it was also really pay to win of like potions, XP boosts. But I was always the type of player where I avoided that. And to me, cosmetic shops like the best way to make money because most people want that. I think the pay to win elements are really just inputted in there just to make people have to spend money to progress, because in free to play games we know that if you're not paying to get ahead, you're not gonna get ahead. Like, it just normally doesn't work well for you.
But so wait. So are you fine with free to play games implementing like pay to convenience and everything else in it, like pay to win aspects, or do you think it's inevitable?
I think a lot of the times with free to play games, just a purely cosmetic shop is not going to be enough to entice players to keep spending money. You gotta have to make them pay in a lot of ways. I'm saying a lot here. When you're playing a free to play game, your main goal is normally going to be what determines what you're spending your money on. If your goal is to make a character that you can roleplay as or that you can relate to the most, you're probably not going to spend a lot of money on pay to win items or pay to convenience items. But most free to play MMO players are not playing to roleplay. A lot of the role players are playing the more staple MMOs that have their subscription bases, and they're playing those to be with the communities. A lot of the role players are playing the free to play games tend to veer from that. So a lot of the free to play games are going to produce cash shops that focus more on the hardcore players, more on the players that want to get ahead of everyone else, buy the EXP boost, jump ahead, maybe even straight up buy that level like 100 golden sword that gives you max stats in every category, whatever. They're going to want to buy those items just so that they can be ahead of everyone. And those are players a lot of the free-to-play games aim for. Because a lot of people can be suckered into buying that stuff just simply because they want to get ahead of everyone. Like, they get really suckered into it really easily.
Do you have a specific game like in mind when you say that?
So the game of the golden weapon, not really. It's something I've heard about from other MMOs, really, but it's not something I've ever personally experienced because I try to avoid it in a sense. I can't remember the game, but there was one game that put up weapons for sale that were actually better than the rest. I mean, with Revelation Online, we got that as well. We got the like level 30 golden weapon that if you bought like one of the founders packs, and that was kind of better than the current level, but you out leveled it so fast that didn't really make it OP. But I mean, we still got that in a sense from Revelation. And Revelation did start implementing a lot of ways to actually get items that put you so far ahead of the rest of them for money, like there's treasure maps and everything. I mean, it wasn't completely game breaking because you could convert in-game currency to the cash shop currency in some ways. So as long as that system's there, I don't view out of the box 100% pay to win, but it gets pretty pay to win. It does get pretty pay to win. I do think strictly cosmetics is my favorite form of cash shop, and sadly we don't see that a lot with current MMOs. I mean, BDO's cash shop, I have to reference BDO here. It looks great on paper because there's a lot of cosmetics, but all those cosmetics have stats. And even if the stats are completely amazing and are not like game breaking by any means to not have them, having them does give you a bit extra that someone else that doesn't have the stats won't get. And then the stuff like the ghillie suit, which was straight pay to win, it was straight pay to win.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I don't think the ghillie suit is pay to win at all. I think the ghillie suit is fucking amazing. But
do you think it's fucking amazing because you like using it, or do you think it's fucking amazing just because you want it in every MMO to be able to be purchased and bought?
I don't even think it's game breaking because I didn't buy the ghillie suit until like recently actually, and I've been playing BDO for like 2 to 3 years, well since launch basically. Right?
But how relevant were you at a top level?
For when the ghillie suit came out, I was still really top. I was pretty top back then until I quit. You know?
So how would you compare but you would still lose in a stat check just to someone with it, right?
No, which
is what pay to win is.
No. You can still kill a guy with a ghillie suit. I can have no cost them all, and I can still kill a guy with a ghillie suit.
But
no, I said stat check. Because BDO has a lot of
stats. The
Oh, it doesn't give you stats. What does it give you?
It gives
Let
you
me-
like.
Okay, let me.
Go ahead.
I'll
Because
take
I
it.
don't play video.
The ghillie suit. The ghillie suit as an item gives players the ability to hide their player name completely. Like it blots out your player name. It camouflages you in a sense to where you basically blend in with the terrain to a degree. Like if you're in the normal parts of the map, not in like Medea and onward into Valencia. Valencia got their own one, but it's very it's like a camouflage suit. It hides your player icon on the mini map. It hides your username, so nobody can tell who you are. Like you could PK someone, your name will show up in chat, of course, but they wouldn't be able to tell who's attacking them. Basically, their guild affiliation or anything like that. If they weren't very like keeping an eye on you, like you could basically stalk someone for a while as well wearing it. As an item, it was basically a free stealth item. It didn't stealth you, but it basically hit you.
For
How is that?
cash shop items.
Say that again, Pizza.
I'm just saying, compared to normal, like when you consider pay to win, it's not like
the reason
it has
why
some
we
aspects that help a bunch. Like I understand where it is, but I never played much BDO, so I can't super relate.
It's different from the other BDO outfits. A lot of the BDO outfits gave stuff like actual like combat experience bonus or movement speed up or I think it was AP plus 0.1. I think there was some AP percentage ups on some of them as well. AP defense percentage ups. I'm not sure on that one. But the actual costumes gave actual stats like that. But the ghillie suit was different where it gave the stealth function. And the only reason why many of us, when it first came out, because I think there's an actual obtainable version in-game now for the ghillie suit, the only reason we viewed it as pay-to-win back then was because there was no in-game obtainable way to get it, or to get something similar to it. You had to spend money to get it, and it was an item that if you had on, gave you some sort of an advantage that no other player could really counter. You could use a flare to reveal names, and back then, like I was really involved in guild wars and guild war drama, and when a ghillie suit attacked you, you wanted to find out who their guild was so you could war the guild, so you didn't have to suffer karma penalty and karma loss to kill the ghillie suit. And it was really irritating because the ghillie suit players could just abuse this mechanic, and the only thing you had was flares to reveal them, and the flares were shit in the first place. Flares were shit. There's some other items they added in, but they were all shit. So you literally only had like to wait until the ghillie suit player killed you, but then that just told you the person's name, not their guild. So you were left really confused about who this guild person was. You see a lot of people in world chat all the time going, "Who the fuck's guild is this person from?" Trying to figure out who to war, and it was just a lot of bullshit surrounding the ghillie suit. Anyhow, Cal was going to say something as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Cal. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna ask a question. It's already explained.
Okay. So, but I don't think the ghillie suit is paid to win at all. I think it would just. I honestly thought it would like Kakao just needed money, you know. And then they made something cool for people to buy, you know. And also like because I was a high-end Valk before, you know. Right now I don't play Valk, but it was hard to kill me, and even with a ghillie suit on, it didn't really matter, you know. Like if you had a really good like, it didn't really, like. Of course, most wars were in the forest, right? Because that was where the end game was, basically, right? And maybe you had a slight advantage because if you're just really bad at like of your situational awareness, you might like lose the character who's attacking you. But like that rarely happens, you know. People who play PC games usually have a really good awareness of what's happening around the character. So, yeah.
Well, from what I understand about the ghillie suit, it's not a combat thing. It's not pay to win based on the combat. I don't even know if I would consider it completely pay to win. It's like something else.
Well, it is
like
in its own categories.
Yeah, I don't know how I would describe it. Because it's
when
not
you
like
were
you
playing,
buy it and just win. But it definitely inconveniences people without it.
Yeah, and that I think when that comes down to pay to win, I really consider stuff pay to win where free-to-play players have no way to get an item similar to it, or they can stand up to it. Free-to-play players are kind of left in the dirt at that point. Or I mean, not even free-to-play. BDO wasn't free-to-play in the first place. It was a game that you bought, play, and people that spent money more could get further ahead than you anyhow, or get items that you couldn't get just playing the game with the $60 you spent on it. Like, you were really left, and they're like, well, what now? I have to spend more money just to get these same items, or get these same perks that these people are doing? Like, I already spent $60 in this game, but I have to spend more? And that's where a lot of the issues came for people.
Yeah,
and then
but,
you
like,
get items,
see, I feel like
and then you get items like, I'm gonna move on a bit from here. You get items like the value pack. That's where the bullshit came in. You want to explain what the value pack was, Curtis?
yeah, well, the value pack kind of pissed me off at the beginning, you know? I just learned to accept it, and yes, I was really pissed off actually with the value pack, because it was like a subscription basically, you know? And I bought the game already, so I really didn't like that. But at the end of the day, I still believe that Ghillie Suit wasn't pay to win. It didn't give anyone a really big edge unless we were a complete, like, nub, you know? Like, you just had to be a complete nub just to fall for a Ghillie Suit, you know? And I know a lot of people just bought the Ghillie Suit just because they enjoy how it looked at the end, you know? And I know people who have arguments with the Ghillie Suit saying, oh, it's +1 gathering, if you didn't know that. So...
That's not pay to win.
Yeah.
That's not the pay to win function of it at all.
Yeah.
That's an out of combat stat. It doesn't give you nothing in the, like, that gather. Okay. Yeah, no,
yeah,
like...
but the comedy is big in BDO, and if you're a gatherer, you know, life skiller, you make bank. so, but like right now, let's say BDO's controversy right now is they implemented the Chemistry Blessing and the combat book, right, and into their cash shop. Now, that's $12.50. Meaning $12.50 $1 a pop, right? And it basically gives you 15 days. The combat book gives you 15 days of like, I think it's 50% more XP, I believe. And and the combat blessing gives you 20% more drop percentage rate.
Yep.
So and I know a lot of people mad about that. They're like furious.
Yeah, we get.
So.
Yeah.
Would that be considered pay to win?
I feel like there needs to be a distinction between pay to win and like pay too fast.
We mean
It's pay to convenience. It's PDC, which is pay to convenience.
Sure.
Then it's pay to win. It's pay to win.
People
but,
like combine the two things all the time.
I agree. They combine it a lot, and it's
because pay to win is basically like being able to buy an OP weapon. Pay to convenience is like an XP boost.
I feel like we haven't seen that in a really long time for developers, right? You know, like, oh, let's say like on BDO days, like, oh, you can buy a Kazarka, which is a high-end, it's basically the boss item, right? Main hand for everyone needs, and like for the cash for like $20, right? You don't see that often anymore MMORPG games, you know? Like developers.
You really don't.
Yes, developers are smart enough to not do that, you know what I mean? But like they give you little stuff like the combat blessing, and they'll piss off a percentage of the players, but not piss off like maybe half of the players, you know?
I do have to say though, there's some times when pay to convenience
and pay
to win get a bit overshadowed.
At borders,
for instance, I
There
want to
is
bring
this
up like
point where pay to convenience can ruin a game.
Oh yeah, and
because part of the fun of MMO is just like being, for me at least, is being towards the like progressive edge, I guess. Like being, I'm not gonna be first, but like I'd like to be one of the faster people going through the game.
You mean at the get-go, or when you're let's say like when we play WoW together, you know, it was kind of like a pain in the fucking ass to catch up to everyone. It was
no, like at the get-go.
At the get-go?
You know, like when the new game comes out, when Rev came out.
Yeah.
It was fun to be like higher leveled for.
Yeah, you were like
at least most of it until you. Yeah, until you hit that gear or the.
Yeah, that gear cap.
The
basically.
daily cap.
Yeah.
And then like pay to convenience just sort of passed you pretty easily.
I do have to like. I think there's one item I want to bring up for pay to convenience that is pay to convenience by many terms, but also ends up being pay to win. Potions. Say that there's this cash shot potion which has no cooldown, or like maybe like a 0.5 second cooldown, like so it's under a second cooldown on it. Every other potion in the game is literally got like a maybe a 10-second cooldown on it. But this one potion can be used literally under every second, and it restores like half your HP and half your mana each time you use it, percentage-wise. Is that a pay-to-convenience or a pay-to-win item? Because a lot of people claim it's a pay-to-convenience item, but it is, in my opinion.
Say it again. Say it again. Like you can buy a potion, and that potion does what?
It restores 50% of your HP or mana. I mean, I can't remember what game this was, but I did play a game that had it. It restores 50% of your HP and 50% of your mana, and it can be used under every, like, literally, it's like basically less than a second cooldown on it.
So you can spam
and
it,
all the
right?
other potions. Yep, you can spam it.
So, but like, how, like, what is it? Is it like, it's like $1 a pop?
But
or
it was. It's like you pay like
I mean, even if
$10
it's $1,
to get.
it doesn't matter what the price is.
Yeah.
Because like,
And,
if
like-
there's someone who doesn't have any money to spend on the game, even if it's like 25 cents, what if someone like can't put? I mean, 25 cents is pretty damn cheap. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's.
when it comes to potions, you'd have to have a bunch, right?
Yeah.
so, like-
I don't think like if it's like a
It was
potion,
like it was like
That's-
20 for like 10 or something like that.
20
It's
for
like technically
$10.
$2. No, it was like $20 for 10 potions.
That's
Oh,
not,
shit.
no, that's not pay to win, bro. I'll be like, you're getting scammed at that point. I think you're just getting scammed, dude.
I mean, it's a scam, but it is pay to win. Because if you're fighting someone with those potions and you don't have any,
And they
like even
could
if you
be
have the
used
same
in PvP.
stats,
Oh, like,
the difference
Okay,
difference
sure.
would be is if someone has this item and one person doesn't, and they have the same skills, same stats, same everything. Does the person with said item win? Because
Yeah,
that's pay to
yeah.
win.
If you're gonna, let's just call it pay to win. It is pay to win. I just think it's
That's-
a scam of the day. I think it's a pretty funny scam, honestly.
Oh sure, it's a scam.
But like I just feel like majority of the MMORPG community right now don't like they get confused with pay to win and pay to convenience. They intermingle the two terms so much right now because we don't see the regular pay to win aspects anymore. It's really hard to find a developer who says, "Oh, here's the strongest OP sword or armor in the game now." So, and many people can't find that. So and then let's get real, like MMORPG players are really salty about developers. We always try to pick on developers with something that we dislike, even if it's the smallest things, you know. So, let's say, for one, bringing it back to like BDO, I thought the comic book was fine. You know what I mean? It basically allows people who haven't reached 60 to 61 catch up a little bit quicker. You know, they're still gonna have to grind. You know, and they're still gonna have to grind the skill points. Because the skill points are a big aspect in the game, you know what I mean? You can be 61 and with no skill points, and you're gonna be like complete ass, you know. But
I do have to say, with BDO, I'm gonna like intercede for a second here. With BDO, a lot of their items they introduced, so which is pay to convenience. With BDO's overall game progression system, it's not as pay to win as you may think. Like it can come across pay to win because yeah, it's letting you get levels faster, but like most of the player base is. If you're playing BDO still, you're either endlessly grinding every day anyhow, or like one of those things. Like BDO now, with the item out right there, I think it's fine. The camisole, so
the Comet Blessing,
I
I
had-
agree that it's. I don't think it's pay to
Yeah.
win. I think it's bordering pay to win. You know,
yeah, same.
because like you have to be really high end, end game to have for the Comet Blessing to actually be really effective. You know, I can buy it right now, and I'm at the end of the week. I say end of 15 days, I can probably make 200 to 300, 400 mil more. You know what I mean? Not much, honestly, in BDO terms. But like a high-end person who has all the processing, all his life skills down, he can probably make around a lot, probably like 20 times more than what I can do, right? So that pissed me off a little bit, right? Like, if you really want to see pay to win, Maplestory is a great example. Right now I'm playing a Ruby server, right? And it's basically it's no trade, so it's very hard for it to be pay to win, honestly. And there's no PvP really, too. So like no one really gives a fuck, you know. So, but like to upgrade weapons, let me come here. So let's say this right here, right? Right here, if you look at my game right now, you have potential, right, in each item. and that potential is random, right? It's a random roll, and you can get rare. So, this necklace is a rare item. Let me try to find something else that I have. It's not a rare. I don't have anything else that's not a rare. But like it goes like rare, epic, unique, and like legendary, right? And I believe in the normal servers you can buy cubes, right, with real money for more chances to re-roll that, you know. In the reboot server though, they allowed it so you can grind money, and then the amount of money, say it's like 20 mil for a cube, and you can use that and buy a cube and re-roll with your stats, you know. So in regular servers, I agree it's pay to win heavily, because if you want to max out your stats, you're gonna have to buy it, you know. You're gonna buy those cubes and hope for the best, honestly, you know. It's RNG at that point too. Let's bring the RNG part. We can bring this part in too. If they say RNG, like the random rolls, you know, it's like, hey, we can put RNG into this cube right here. It has a chance for a very good stat for your equipment, like a boost, a bigger boost. But it can also be like a dookie, like you can get nothing out of it. What do you think about that? Do you think that's pay to win still, or is it just like it's pay to win and also a scam at that point too? I honestly think it's both.
I honestly think it's pay to convenience, heavily borderline pay to win. If it's anything involving gearing, if it's anything that involves touching your gear up, enhancing your gear, making your gear more powerful, that can't be obtained in game with a bit of elbow grease. Like if it can't be obtained easily in game with a bit of elbow grease, then it's pay to win. Like items that say Revelation Online, like you know how we had to craft all our gear in Revelation Online. Any item that you could buy from the cash shop that also was needed to craft your gear in game was considered pay to win in my book. If you can use it, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. To me, that's still sort of pay to fast or pay to convenience, just because you can still get it.
Okay, how about this? How about a game
that
has
take forever, though.
no PvP like Maplestory, and would it be considered pay to win? The cubes?
I mean, that's hard to say, but there's still that problem where like clearing content when it comes out is fun, and to do that you generally have to have higher level gear. I don't know Maplestory too well,
Yeah,
so I can't say. But like
right now, I'm a complete nub of Maplestory, and then I probably, if I want to reach endgame in normal servers, I probably have to probably put down like a few grands if I really want to get endgame gear. Or I can...
So hold up, if you were endgame, right, and you didn't buy any of these cube things, and another guy was endgame with these cube things, would the guy who was endgame with the cube things have like an easier time at the dungeon?
That depends.
Like I don't know.
RNG can really fuck you over, you know. So he can spend like let's say like 10 grand on cubes, you know, miracle cubes. That's what they're called, really. And then and he can just have complete ass RNG, and he can get nothing out of it. You know, man, I can probably spend like $5 and get that one lucky roll and be like, oh, it's that roll, you know. It gives me 20% of stat boost of everything I need, you know, all the stats that I love. And then it could be at both end game, you know, and I could probably kill the guy a little bit faster, but he spent way more money than I did. But at the same time, I've known people who never paid never paid a cent in Maplestory, right? But they also played the market. If you're just an open market, people are able to generate a lot of in-game money, and they can just buy the gear, honestly, you know? So they reach endgame without even paying a cent too. But supposedly those miracle cubes, a lot of people say it's pay to win, because it takes a long time for someone to make that money, play the economy right in game to reach end game. But you can also just grind to max level, not max level, like end game level in Maplestory, and then just grab the items you need. Just like grind the item, or the item, and then just roll those cubes. Just cash in your paycheck, and then you can roll those cubes until you get the end game stats you want. So what do you think about that?
I mean, this is why I like saying pay too fast instead of pay to convenience, just because it makes more sense to me. Because, like, those people that spend the money get there a lot faster.
Isn't it just pay to
It's pay to progress, too, sure.
Okay.
That probably sounds the best, pay to progress.
Oh.
But I think it's people just not using the right words.
Okay, cool. If anyone's tuning in right now, we're talking about the cash shop, and we kind of drifted off into pay-to-win aspects of the cash shop, and we're just debating what is pay-to-win in cash shops. We'll get back to it. If you guys have anything you want to mention, go ahead. What's up, Pietra? How you doing? Jess, you want anything you want to put in that? What do you think about that?
Honestly, if any item involves RNG, even if it can give really good stuff, I do have to say it's just pay to convenience, not pay to win.
Really?
I really feel like, yeah, like if it's gonna involve RNG, I really can't say it's pay to win.
In a long time.
I don't think we've seen like a hardcore pay to win game.
Oh, no.
I do have to say, what do you guys think about the games that let you convert your IRL money into in-game currency?
Ooh, okay.
Not
Okay. Go ahead, Pizza. I'll have a lot to say about this too.
So I actually like it. I know you can do it in WoW, with like the tokens. You could do it in Rev as well. I think sort of it can work and it can not work depending on how popular your game is, right? And maybe how hard it is to get money in said game. Because if the value for $1, let's just say like a real dollar, can buy you, or if the value gets too lopsided, like in Rev, I think it got a bit too lopsided. Like you had to get so much money to get one of the tokens that you would pay for in Rev. I think the price for it got way too high. So I think it depends on the market if it'll work or not. But I actually do like it. I think it's interesting.
Okay.
I mean,
go ahead, Jess. Sorry.
I do. Revelations. Okay, so Revelation, when you converted your money, you got a premium currency for it. It was not the same as the base currency for the game. You could not use that currency on the standard cash, well, in-game shop. Like you couldn't. Like they separated it all, and that made it less pay to win in a sense. I have to say right off the bat, I don't view Revelations as pay to win because they made it a premium currency. If they keep it as a premium currency, I don't see it as pay to win. But, and I can't name one off the top of my head, but I remember one that I was reading about where you could convert it straight into the basic, like, water of the game. Like, you can convert your real money into basic gold. And when it comes down to that point, I have to say that's where it gets heavily pay to win. And that's where it's different. But
can I add something really quick?
Yeah. Go.
I think there also needs to be the method to go. So you need to be able to convert cash into in-game money and in-game money into cash. I think it needs to go both ways. Like if people buy, so there needs to be like an auction house where your gold, someone buys it. Like say you put it up for sale or something. Someone buys your gold, and then you get the money somehow. I think that's the best way to do it.
Does it what's that game called? WoW has something like that?
Yeah, WoW.
Yes.
Yeah, WoW has it. Okay. Let me jump in here right now. I don't like the idea of it. I know a lot of games do it, but I like the thought of it really makes me cringe because I really just don't like how you can just pop your credit card and you can transfer some money into in-game money, you know? Like let's say what happens if you have that, like say you have an open economy right now, right? And you look into the market and you're like, "Oh, that's a fucking spear I want, you know? That's a spear or sword I want. But I'm missing 50 mil." Or something like that, right? And I'm like, but usually people will like, I don't want to say actual players, but like players will usually be like, "Oh, what can I sell right now to get that spear, right? Because it's viable for me to and to reach in a reachable distance, right? Like, or if people don't have that the opportunity, we'll just say, "Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna have to wait next time," you know, something to look forward to. But that person can swipe his credit card or her credit card and just get that 50 mil.
So this is where I think there needs to be the like players need to run the economy. There can't be like the company can't throw money into it, right? A player needs to put money for gold, and another player needs to buy that money from that player. So like in-game,
okay, I see what you're talking
needs
about
to be
now.
bought with real money. The company can't be like, here's 10 billion in-game currency, y'all can buy it. The in-game currency have to come from players who are grinding the game, and then the real money can come from players who don't want to grind as much.
See, I also have to say that I really do feel that you need to make sure you have the premium currency and the standard currency if you're doing transactions like that, and you can't put stuff like weapons on the premium thing. Costumes, dyes, pets, weapon skins, that stuff can go on the premium currency chain. You can get that stuff from drops, mounts. You can get that stuff from drops from dungeons or from achievements, and if you don't want it, you can sell it on the premium currency exchange. Get premium currency in exchange for it, which you could instead turn into real money or use to buy other stuff in-game that you may want. That stuff, that market system right there is really good in my opinion. Maybe a way to convert normal currency into premium currency, but not turn premium currency into normal currency. That system right there is the best in my opinion. Because if you have a premium currency that you can't turn into real game currency, but you can turn it into real money, and you can find some way to make premium currency in-game, say through drops from dungeons or crafting achievements, or maybe crafting cosmetics and selling them for premium currency, it gives people a way to make money to buy costumes and buy dances and buy emotes without having to swiping their credit card for the game. But also gives people a way to make money off the game. Like if you hardcore craft costumes for every day in your life, this was from Luvinia Online, and you sold them and you made money for it, and you could transfer that money into real currency that you could then bank, that sounds like a great thing to do. Like that sounds like a great way to make money. I
honestly don't think that just from a health experience, just because I'm a health nut. No, I don't think people should be doing that. Period. But Pietra, what do you mean by that? Why would it not be? Why would we not consider pay to win in that aspect?
Because you can't spend that money that you're spending on the game to buy anything that impacts your actual gameplay, other than cosmetics or mounts. Mounts might be able to be pay to win if they're faster than others and everything, but at that point, and it's only just convenience. That's not pay to win.
Are you addressing Pietra's question, or are you addressing your question? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you asked me. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
I asked him if they could elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate that. But I just don't like the idea, dude. It just like, of course, if I was just like a whale, you know, I would love the idea. But like, I don't like okay, like.
Well, think about it like this: the biggest whale in the world, right? Like, who could just drop whatever he wanted on the game, couldn't get an infinite amount of currency because the only time that currency would be available is if people put it up for sale.
Okay, but
so even he couldn't get unlimited currency, and there's no special items that he's getting with this money. He's just getting in-game currency.
I'm not saying it's pay to win, but I'm saying that the idea itself is just it worries me it worries me a lot, because if you just need one player to put up money, that's fine, you know what I mean? Let's say like you know how you can like I forget what it was. Is it Guild Wars 2 that allows that too? Like you can buy in-game currency with real money, but it has to be like someone has to put it up.
I don't know.
Wait, I haven't played Guild Wars 2 in a while. I remember in Guild Wars 2 there was a system of like, no, you can't buy in-game currency with real money.
Let's say like as a new player, I believe you could, dude. Like in some
you could convert. No, you could convert in-game currency to a premium currency to buy costumes in the cash shop, but you could not convert that premium currency into in-game currency.
Okay.
It was a way for free-to-play players to buy costumes and stuff like that without having to spend a dime other than what they spent on the game.
Okay, but like, okay.
Can I elaborate a little bit as to why I don't think it'll be pay to win?
Yeah, go ahead.
just like, so when the game starts out, right, no one would have any money to really put up on the store. There'd be very low amounts of in-game currency because they would all want to buy their own shit, right?
Yeah.
The only time stuff starts to become available on the market is once the game, well, let's say large amounts of in-game currency would be available on the market is once everyone starts to hit endgame.
Yeah, okay, but like I don't see how it can't be pay to win. Let's say like right now, let's say like
I'm sure
a game comes to that.
It would never fall under pay to win. It would only fall under pay to convenience.
So
because there's no item that they're buying specially with their money. They're buying in-game currency with their money to then buy items that are available in-game.
To progress. But let's look at this. Let's say like a new player jumps into a game that's been 5 years over, right? Like 5 years in, right? And he just he's a whale, right? He's a whale, you know. Everyone has posted like money, like let's say like I don't know. Let's say like I can spend like $5 grand on WoW, and I can get like huge amount of gold, right? And that one item that per se that someone sells, it's so freaking like the chances of it dropping is so fucking low, and it's that when he prices it, it's so like ridiculously overpriced that. But since you're such a whale, you can buy it. What do you think about that? Like if it's an open market, if it's an open, I can list like obscene amount of money, like I am like for the item.
I mean, if you're a whale and you're spending that much money on a game in the first place,
dude, there's like
I know.
We know that we get there.
We know. I have played with many a whale in my day. I even sugar daddied one of them. Like I had him be my sugar daddy for a while.
You too?
It is.
Okay, no.
I have had quite a few sugar daddies in my time. How do you think I got, like, legit, my online account was probably worth so much money. Not gonna lie. I had one dude's credit card information saved to my account, and whenever I wanted something, I just get it for myself. He didn't care. Anyhow, it's... If you're a whale spending money on a... I think...
So I feel like the problem with that I mean, it could happen, right? It could happen, and I guess it would be somewhat of an issue, but at the same time, it's like one person, so I don't think it's gonna be super negative on the game as a whole.
Yeah, but people will still scream it's pay to win like hell, you know? It'd be like, oh, you fucking dick.
Do people scream WoW is pay to win though?
I don't know. I don't follow the WoW drama. Like, don't people think?
I mean, people scream. People scream every MMO is pay to win to some degree, and then people scream that it's not pay to win. I mean, people are gonna fight on either side of the issue. And if someone's willing to drop 10 grand on a video game just to get ahead, or the players are to get something they want to get out of it, that the game is gonna allow them to get in the first place, give them the option to do it, and having to deal with players calling it pay to win. Your game just made 10 grand. That's just only gonna reinforce the idea that someone's willing to drop that amount of money for that idea. For that. I will say, like, at that point, is it really pay to win? Because like you said, it's an open market. There was an exchange that happened and someone got an item, but other people got money, right?
Okay,
like,
yeah, that one person got that money. Yeah, right. But like,
and
let's say
all these people got cash, and then this guy put this item up for sale, which this guy then bought. So like, nothing really wrong happened.
Well, now that one guy who bought the item is just the most OP character in life, you know? Like maybe that one guy who sold it didn't care about being like the strongest person, you know? He's just like a pleb who's like, I want money, you know? I want to be the richest. Like his goal is to be like, I want to be the richest guy in the game, you know?
Okay, do you think some pleb is like gonna get that item first though?
Dude, you don't know what RNG does. RNG is crazy. Okay,
but is the pleb gonna be at the level to grind the dungeon that has the RNG item? First.
Okay. How about this? Like in D2, there's a bunch of plebs who reach endgame, dude.
Oh, I'm sure, but like they don't reach it first.
Yeah, but like he could be like, let's say a patch comes and they say, Here, who was the end game boss for D2? I forgot. Like the fat
Callus.
Yeah, Callus. Let's say like in late 3 months
Oh,
later, Callus
actually-
drops one item that it's like a 0.0001 chance to drop in, and you can sell that item, but it has like, and let's say like you can two shot like mini bosses.
I mean, Destiny 2 balances stuff like that because Destiny 2 is based off light level,
Yeah.
and like you can't get like an item that's 30 light level ahead of your light level.
Yeah, but let's say you're end game.
Unless, like-
most people reach end game, you know.
On your first character, you could. You really only get an item that's like 1 light level ahead
Okay.
of your other item, like your light level. So generally, games have gear that matches your level.
Yeah, but
That's generally the case
yeah,
for
but
dungeons.
that doesn't answer the that doesn't like.
Sure. In your hypothetical, let's
Yeah.
say this guy gets. I still think there was an equivalent exchange that was had, and like people made money, and like there would have to be a lot of circumstances going right for this guy to get it. I think
They could,
But, like,
you know, RNG is you know.
it could happen.
it
Sure,
Could happen, you know. It's,
I don't think it would necessarily be pay to win though, because someone else could just grind and get that item again, right?
Yeah, but like, it's like you, the chances of you become like immortal, you know.
This is one OP fucking item, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? And hopefully one day a game implements that, and I'll be that lucky person who gets it. You know, Ashes, I'm calling you
yeah.
out right now. But okay, how about this? How about a game that you can buy the strongest items in game for PVE, but in PvP it balances out. What do you think about that model?
That's still pay to win. If
Yeah, still pay to win.
it's still pay to win,
That's still pay.
unless that's still pay to win
'Cause
because a lot of players take the
Games
PvE
aren't
scene
just
competitively.
PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear,
well,
but most people who are PvP would scream the hardest will pay to win, and that, you know.
That's true, because pay to win has like the biggest effect on people who play PvP, but there's still people who don't like it in PvE either.
Yeah, but
Like
let's
people that run raids for like people that speed run raids or try to get the best time for raids.
Or
Sometimes they get rewards for that. And wait, Cal, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, or if like if you're grinding a dungeon, it gives you extra damage on things. You can grind it faster, get things out of it faster, and shit like that.
That like a lot of people. Okay, so the only way that would even be slightly balanced, and this is how the game developers would do it, is if they allowed you to buy the best stuff for PvE dungeons and everything that didn't transfer the PvP, and if the PvP gear was not caused in any form to be crafted by you through PvE means. In a lot of games, PvP and PvE are very tied together. Okay, you have to spend money to buy the PvP stuff. You only make money through PvE, stuff like that. A lot of games are tying them together in some degree. So just the pure fact alone that you can run dungeons quicker instantly equals it's pay to win in some form. Any way that you can progress the game where you're getting the top tier gear and everything for PvE. Also, if you're playing a game for just PvP at that degree, you're playing MMO for that, go play a MOBA. You're not one to put in any effort into reaching your PvP status anyhow. Because you're literally just buying through the PvE side of the game. You're buying through the actual game just to go to PvP. Why are you playing the MMO instead of playing a MOBA? Like, that's my opinion of that right there.
Okay. You got any info on that, Pizza?
No, I'm not really.
I just feel like I don't know, dude. Like,
Why don't we talk about like the state of cash shops?
oh, we
Because
can, right?
I know you like them, Panda. I really don't. I don't think they're that good.
Like, what do you mean by state though? They mean in each game, or like what?
Just overall in general, I don't think MMO cash shops are very well designed. I think some games do okay.
I honestly think the cash shop should be just pure cosmetics. Maybe.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like attractive options that aren't pay to win. Because when I was playing BDO, right, I was thinking about trying to go to max level, and I was looking through the cash shop and was like, do I really want any of these outfits? And none of them really struck me as that amazing.
That's because you don't like. I'm sorry, you don't like bouncing ass titties. That's why you don't. Like, I swear to God.
I mean,
like, I swear to God, Pizza. I question your sexual health sometimes.
Yeah, but like.
Well, okay. Pizza's
if you look at
asexual. First of all, before you go, he's asexual. Like, first of all, he's not any of it.
I know that.
First
I
of
know
all.
that. But come on, you gotta appreciate bouncing titties when you see bouncing fucking titties.
Yeah, I love them. That's why I play like. I have all the Misfortune skins and all the Ari skins.
Do they
League.
bounce? Do they
Come
bounce?
on.
I don't play leagues. So I don't
Yeah, they
bounce.
do.
Yeah.
You know what?
They got jiggle physics.
We can compare BDO's boob physics to fucking league physics.
Okay, let's off topic now.
But-
Okay. Anyhow, yeah.
Back to like what I was saying. When you look at a league skin, it changes everything about like not all of them, but the nicer ones change everything. All the animations that come with the character change in some way with the nicer skins in League. And generally the skins relate to the character, which I guess in an MMO it's harder to do because like you create your own character. But I think especially for games with races, I think they can do better on giving racial themed items.
I feel.
Okay, I want to bounce off this. I want to bounce off what Pizza just said.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you guys think of cash shops that give advancements in customization, such as instead of you having everything unlocked when you first make your character, you can buy like this premium customization package to get all these premium eye colors, all these premium hair colors, these premium hairstyles, premium like extra bits and pieces for your character to have. What do you think of that as a cosmetic option in cash shops?
Wait, you can grind for it though, right? It's just like you can just. What do you mean by that? Like, can you just grind?
No,
for them?
I don't.
It's only available through packages that you purchase through the cash shop.
I think that's.
There might be some other versions or other ways to get
So-
stuff in game. Yeah.
I think it's not bad. I think you should like your base customization needs to be good to start. You can't just have like brown hair, like 3 different skin tones, however many different skin tones, like one type of eyes. You can't like no sliders or anything. You can't just have that crappy of character customization. Be like you have to buy everything. You have to have a good character customization to start that, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
I think there should be inclusions in like tattoo packs and stuff like that. The extras.
the extras.
Yeah.
Okay. Going back to what Pizza said, there's like to his question though. Like, I honestly think that developers should just focus on cosmetics a little more. You know, like right now in BDO, like I'm like a sitting whale honestly in BDO. Like I just look for a new costume every patch for my Mystick. Honestly, that's what I'm doing, honestly. And like, every time there's a patch with no new costume or the costume's fucking ugly, I'm just so disappointed. My wallet is fucking like, oh. You know, I like, there's players like me who love dressing up their characters, and I think that developers should spend a little more time in cosmetics and a little bit less time in pay-to-convenience aspects. Like right now, let's say like Fortnite, right? Season 3 came out, dude.
I was actually gonna ask you about that. Like, why do you think MMOs have such a problem with cosmetics, but Fortnite sells like a new cosmetic every week?
I don't know, like, dude, Fortnite. I think Fortnite's doing wonders right now. I think the only thing Fortnite needs to improve is fix the little glitches that comes up. I think they are trying to fix that, but it's taking a bit. I think their cosmetics team is just way better than the team that's fucking fixing the glitches, honestly. I think Fortnite's doing a great job with that right now, dude. There's like people who buy non-stop, you know, and people.
Yeah, but like, I'm not talking about Fortnite. Like, why don't we see that level of cosmetics in an MMO? It shouldn't be too hard.
maybe it's because of the audience that plays MMORPGs. You know, Fortnite is a battle royale. You know, and big streamers play it, so you're gonna get a really big audience, and that audience, a lot of them feel like they can. And I buy costumes just to feel lucky sometimes, you know. But maybe it's because they don't. I really don't know, honestly. Like that really ticks me off. That question really ticks me off because I always think that why don't we have more costumes and cosmetics? Like again, like what you said, I think we should have a tattoo option too. You know, like BDO's tattoo options are just disgusting right now. You know, like I don't even want to put the little striped stars on my female's booty anymore because I feel like I have them all on my characters. You know, and they never updated it. So
honestly, Video's tattoo system is really bad because if you blow them up, you can make them look really unique under the clothes, but when you blow them up and you look at your character with the clothes off, it's horrifying to look at. Like,
I agree.
It's
Yeah.
just
like
and you can see the textures where they bend, like where it goes onto the back from the front, and it just clips itself and it starts anew. Like again, and it's like resetting itself when it's folding around the character, and I'm like, what is this? This is not how a character body works. Like. A lot of MMOs, I do have to say, a lot of MMOs should really like focus on like scars, tattoo options like that look like body features like scars or dimples or beauty marks. That's stuff people love. People love to put a little beauty mark under their waifu's eye. Like, what the fuck?
Going back to the question, Nate, I think that developers actually are just missing out on that aspect. I don't think they like recognize the opportunities they can have by creating such a beautiful game with a beautiful character customization. Honestly, like they're just missing that aspect. I think they're just not smart enough to realize that. I don't think people really address this problem. Like people say, I would love a new costume, or I would love to have that opportunity for a new tattoo, right? But like no one voices that opinion out to them, you know. Majority of the time it's just like, oh, it's a glitch, we need to get this fixed ASAP, right? But like, and the developers don't really hear that aside saying, I want new costumes, I want tattoos, you know. I don't think developers really hear that often, so they don't really care. They don't put too much effort into it at the end of the day. Like it disappoints me that sometimes in BDO that they're just re-releasing costumes for old costumes for new classes, you know. Like in Maplestory, like one thing I love about Maplestory is like I can literally go into Castle right now and play dress up with my character with such a large variety of clothing, you know. I have male characters and female clothing, and I still like doing both of them. Man, fuck. Just switch majors right now and be a fashion artist. But like, dude, I don't know why the developers don't like recognize that. Well, why do you think they don't? Pizza?
What was that?
Why don't you think that the developers like? Well, to your question, answer your own question because I have no idea. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity.
No, I agree.
Like, if a game can fix glitches fast, release costumes fast, I think that has a really bright future, you know. And maybe release content every like I don't know 4 to 6 months, you know. Like new content. I know everyone wants new content, but like I personally want outfits half the time, you know. And dude, yeah, I'm disappointed with a lot of cash shops. It's just like. Also, I also have to say that a lot of cash shops right now, they're like, a lot of MMORPGs graphics are not up to my standards right now. I've been so spoiled with like BDO that every time I look at a new costume from a different game, it kind of looks really ugly to me, and it doesn't really makes me want to buy the costume. Even if, like, it has to be well designed. It really has to be well designed too. Like, I don't know about you, Fairy, but if Pinkett, but have you looked at the new battle passes? The battle pass for Fortnite?
Not yet. I have not looked at it yet. I will be looking at it.
Really well designed, honestly, and like people should like.
Fortnite's doing an amazing job in their costume. I have to say, okay.
It really is.
My top game I'm playing right now is, well, actually I'm playing 2 games quite a bit right now, like this past couple days, and that's Sims
and the other cancer.
In League of Legends.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, in League of Legends. And I have to say, one thing that I do like about Sims and League of Legends that I don't get from a lot of the current MMOs is I can, like, oh, well, okay, I'm gonna throw Sims out the door. Sims, you can make your characters look whatever. If MMOs took the Sims 4 character creation and applied it down to the basic level of giving us a choices for outfits and costumes for our characters to wear going into the game to start, we'd have such a different system of what we'd enjoy. But anyhow,
We're gonna end
I think
League of
one
Legends.
thing MMOs could create is a difference between sort of like a combat armor and almost a casual wear. Because there's a lot of people have the thing where it's like, oh, why am I wearing cloth in the battle on my fucking tank? But you can just have 2 different sets of cosmetics. Or you can have like cosmetics for when you're in town and just doing random shit, and then you can have something for when you're going out to fight people. I think that's an opportunity that's missed quite a lot too.
I like that idea.
Because not everyone likes like fighting in this fucking loincloth, you know?
Yeah, I like that idea. I do, but you know, I still like that idea.
But like, why can't I wear a loincloth in town or when I'm at my house in some games that have houses? And then when I like go to fight shit, why can't I put on like my armor?
Do you think that the developers just don't put enough effort into the cash shop for most MMORPGs? That they, like, the only thing they really think about the cash shop is like implementing pay to convenience right now, and like they don't really look at the cash shop like, hey, we should add a new costume really to appease some of the new.
I think
players.
there's different teams for this stuff.
I think we brought this up last week too, but there really hasn't been a new MMO that's been not free to play in a while.
If all the costumes were all the same price, Pietro, I think it'll still be a success. Why wouldn't it be a success? Let's say every costume you buy is $10. Why would it not be a success? I actually think that'd be actually a great idea.
I do think the way Fortnite does it is pretty smart. How they only have the daily and weekly costumes, or whatever, like their time.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty fucking smart marketing strategy.
I do too. Like, I missed one skin I really wanted. I wanted the Monkey King, basically Wukong costume. That one looked fucking sick, and the pickaxe too. I was ready to swipe my credit card, but you know, my mommy didn't refill it. No, I'm joking. But
I will say, MMOs I don't think can really do that, because I think, well, they could, right? They could release, like, they could have a daily list of skins that come out, and then skins that are only available weekly, or costumes, whatever.
Well, then pizza.
But I think the better way to do it would be almost like how League does it, and maybe one class and or race gets costume occasionally.
Yeah, that's cool. Pietro, I think then pizza answered your question then. Like I think maybe it'll probably still be really successful, dude. I don't think it will, like, maybe they'll take a hit in their revenues, but like I don't think it will matter, dude. Like what Pizza said was, like, it was really smart of them to do that. You know how they release new costumes every they release like a legendary costume like every 3 days, and then like the normal costume just like alternates every like 24 hours. You know, like that is a really smart marketing. BDO release a bunch, and they are always there, leaving you to ponder forever. Fortnite gives you a taste of something mediocre cake, and you.
I want to respond to Pietra's question. I want to respond to Pietra.
Yeah, go ahead.
I, as someone who's been supporting Fortnite since the very beginning of it, who was playing it back before Battle Royale even became a thing. Well, not since the beginning. I bought it. Yeah, whatever. I bought it back before Battle Royale was a thing. Battle Royale, Fortnite. If Fortnite BR launched with the costumes, it would still have been as successful as it is now. Those costumes aren't what made it successful. Those costumes aren't what. Oh, you only like the PvE.
Yeah,
okay, well, the Battle Royale.
I think.
Okay, well,
just putting it out there, I think, like, while Fortnite would have been successful, I think they wouldn't have made as much money.
Yeah, and Pietro, is that what you're getting at? Wouldn't make that much more money because
Well,
at the
no,
end of the day,
but
we
I have to
agreed
say
that-
something here.
Go ahead.
These costumes never added anything to the Battle Royale mode except a way to have a character that was not randomized. Like, let me
Yeah.
just throw that straight out there. That's all it offered. If these costumes launch at the same price now, which is not insane, these prices on these costumes are not horrible or insane in any form. And most of the people that started playing Battle Royale were people that already owned the basic PvE game. It would not have actually caused any strife because we could spend a lot of the V-Bucks we're earning in the basic. Because you could spend your V-Bucks from the PvE mode on the PvP mode. I bought me a costume of literally only V-Bucks I earned in PvE. That's it. Not PvP, PvE. I earned free V-Bucks and I bought me a costume from the Battle Royale mode with my PvE V-Bucks, with my Save the World V-Bucks. It doesn't. You would not have seen a lot of people hate the game because they had costumes available. A lot of the old PvE players hated the game because you weren't able to play the characters you wanted to play as at the very start. Like, that's a big complaint in it. They shipped everything cool and good at PUBG and made it a different color.
You're a
Well,
PUBG fan,
no.
dude.
They didn't strip everything in good about PUBG because PUBG is a completely different game. It's a battle royale shooter. It's a game like that. Battle Royale has been a game mode and a type of game that's existed for a long ass time, like just in essence.
People just
Last
jumped on
man
PUBG,
standing.
Okay.
and now everything's
Yeah.
PUBG related.
Yeah,
but we're getting
yeah.
off topic.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to end, like, really soon. But Pietro, at the end of the day, if Fortnite didn't, like, just release a package of a bunch of costumes, I don't think they would have made as much money. And, like, I think what Pizza said was right. They marketed really well with the costumes. I look forward every day, 4 o'clock for mine, PST, for new costumes. I'm like, oh, jump on Fortnite, and say, what's up, you know? And if I like something, I'll swipe my credit card, you know? But it would have been really successful, dude, because the game is not revolved around costumes, you know? The game is around, okay, the game is successful because of streamers and because of what it is, honestly. It's just not a battle royale game, okay? Like, you have to look at the Fortnite as a whole and look at it like the building aspect of Fortnite is also really fucking good, Pietro. But that's a different topic. That's a different topic.
Yeah, Poutra, about the buses, you should go and look at like H1Z1 and Arma 3 because PUBG didn't do it first.
Yeah, PUBG didn't do it
PUBG
first. I think
copied off
wasn't
a
it
bunch of
Minecraft who
other.
did it first?
I don't know who did it first. It
Yeah,
just wasn't
PUBG
PUBG.
did it as an actual base game, I believe, but every other game did it as a mod added on,
Nah.
right?
Well, H1Z1 has
PUBG.
a standalone VR as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of games that from the old days had VR modes that were like
Yeah,
a game
there are
mode with it
modes, yeah.
that had some system. I remember one, but I can't fucking think, where you just dropped out of this giant cube in the sky and you parachuted and fell down. It wasn't like a moving bus like this is. It was just a floating cube. It dropped everyone out, parachuted down, and like you basically, it was a jungle underneath you, and you had like, you landed in the jungle, and it was last one standing after that. Like, everyone got, like, the weapons were legit just crates. You opened a crate, got a weapon. If you couldn't find a crate, you're fucking screwed. It was an old ass game, bad graphics. It was for console, I think. I can't remember, but it was just a really old game. I've always been a fan of battle royale type games and King of the Hill type. Like, it's been around for a long time. PUBG was not the first. I was playing it when I was like fucking 11 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Well, to wrap up the discussion, I just think that I guess everyone agrees here that, like, I guess developers of MMORPG companies, like, they really don't spend enough time on cash shops for cosmetics, honestly. And just not costumes, but like different eye effects, you know, different eye colors, tattoos, and everything. And I think that's a really big disappointment. I think everyone agrees with that's a huge disappointment. They're missing out on that, right? Maybe something to look forward to, and maybe something for Ashes to listen to is to make the cash shop to be extraordinary, you know? Just don't have any big pay to win or pay to convenience items in it. Have it so you can have different effects with different costumes, like what Pizza said, you know, it can change up the animations, you know, but it doesn't really affect your gameplay to such a huge extent that that you have advantage over other players. You know, that I think developers miss on that, and they should improve on it, honestly, because maybe that will add some magic back into MMORPGs that we're all like looking for again, honestly. And I think we're gonna end it here today. Do you guys want to say anything before we do? Cal, you've been quiet for a long time. Say something to the chat besides typing. Or are you still there?
I'm here.
Say hi.
Hello.
Okay, Pinka, you got anything to say? Pizza?
Nah.
I wish y'all have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go die now.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Oh.
guys, thank you for watching the MMORPG podcast. This is number 4. If you're watching on YouTube and enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions and concerns, feel free to leave a comment below. If you like what you're seeing, please click the follow button. We also will do our best if you leave a comment to answer it next time. If you'd like to catch us live, tune in every Sunday night at 8 p.m. PST. And once again, thank you and have a great night, guys. So, see you guys later.
I am